Back again with another one-on-one interview. Today we are joined right in the middle of his fight week, Bellator bantamweight in the pride of Humboldt, Arcata, California. Cass Bell. Cass, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time. I know you're currently on your way to San Jose, so I really appreciate you taking the time out today.
Yes, no, thank you for having me on. Yeah, we're just driving to San Jose, and I'm just, on my weight cutting, regimen. So just relaxing and chill.
Good stuff. Well, we'll go back and we'll start a little bit in your home. So, Cass, you train at a little bit of a smaller gym at home, 21 grams gym in the Institute of Combat. What is it that's kept you at home? And when you are at home, are you able to get high level training partners? And who is it that you train with?
I train, so at the gym I train, I've been with my coach since the beginning, John Thompson, since I started fighting and doing the mixed martial arts. And, him and I just kind of clicked, and we've been together ever since. And then, going, the small, we're in a small area and stuff, and really I'm at, the best gym, that there is to offer. Like, John has a lot of good knowledge and knows the game a lot. Like, he's just, he does the homework. He's been doing it for a while now, and he's just I don't know why I would want to go anywhere else. I have everything I need. I live down the street from the gym. We have the strength and conditioning side, which is 21 grams gym, and then we have the mat side, which is Institute of Combat. And really, I get all the work that I need there, which is awesome. I also work there too. But yeah, so then I get the high level training and stuff. I've trained at a couple other spots just randomly and stuff, and it's cool. It's cool and stuff. But just like the knowledge that John brings to. Sorry about that. But so just the high level that he has for teaching and coaching. What he knows of the game. Like I said, he's probably one of the best coaches. He is one of the best coaches in Humboldt County, if not California. He's just not widely known yet. But so pretty much my training partners, is obviously John Thompson, who has been with me since the beginning, and then I have Levi Cope, who's also a good trainer and partner, and training partner. And then I also got this up and comers. We have Tyson Miller, who studies his butt off. He's a sponge. He takes notes in every class. He studies his butt off, and yeah, he's just he's up and comer. He's new at fighting, but he's been with us for a year now. So been with us for a year now, and he's just he's probably going to be the next big thing coming out of Humboldt County, starting hopefully in Bellator. And then also I train with Gabe Smith, him and his brother. They're twins. Gabe has really good hands, and then his brother has really good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and stuff. And then there's a couple other guys. I can't remember all of them at the moment right now. I got great training partners. I just don't see the need to leave. It'd be awesome to go to to another gym. A high level gym and train and learn some tips and stuff. But really, Institute Combat's my home. I've been there since the beginning. I helped John Thompson also build it too. So it's pretty much I don't want to leave. I get everything I need, and I feel grateful. And also what's awesome too is I get trained all day, every day. So some people, in the city, they train at all these gyms, but really, they go train, they get a training session for an hour or two. But it takes them, an hour or 30 minutes just to get to the gym. It takes me literally 2 minutes, 3 minutes to get to the gym, and I'm there all day, and then I can leave, get food, and come right back and keep training. So, really, I don't see any point of leaving at all.
Yeah, that's exactly it. From everything that I do know of you, you do sound like somebody who's very, very humble, and you're very strong to your grounds, and proud of where you grew up from. And touching on that, I know you've talked about, and it's well shown on your social media platforms that you are a coach and you do coach freestyle wrestling. And I just wanted to know how you're able to balance that with your own training. You mentioned that you're able to be training throughout the entirety of the day, and you're spending that much time at the gym because it is so close. Are you able to still mix in a lot of the coaching as much as you are with your own training?
Yes, so, I mean it's hard. I love it, but it is hard. Like because I'm coaching so many kids. We travel all the time, and then also have my training. That I need to put in and do all the time. But luckily, I mean that's my life. All we do is train and then work at the gym. So it's kind of like a. I mean, it's all I pretty much have to do besides take care of my family and my kids. But my kids train at the gym also. With me. So we're just always at the gym and so like with my training, so like let's go with the coaching. So with my coaching, I put a lot of time into it. I study a lot with it. I'm with the kids all the time, teaching them and doing all this stuff. Like I said before, we travel to all these tough tournaments and stuff, and see where we line up with. And then when it comes to like my fight training, I usually train in the morning. Well, I do train in the morning. I usually train early in the morning, get the training done, and then when it's not too crazy, I train at night also. It just depends on like the season. So like right now, it's super busy because I run the IOC wrestling team, and then which is like a private team with the private traveling team, and then I also run the Arcata Freestyle Bad Boys / Bad Girls wrestling team. So like right now, I have the fight training, fight camp, and then also two different schools that I'm teaching, or two different teams that I'm teaching. So it gets it is taxing. It's hard, but I mean I love it so much. So every time waking up, it gives me the drive to keep pushing and keep doing it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, even looking at yesterday, I know being able to go to the gym and while you're coaching, have a large group of kids singing you happy birthday. I mean, that's enough reason to wake up in the morning, if you ask me. And on that note, happy birthday as well. And
Hey,
leading
thank
into
you.
that, of course, and leading into that, you've constantly, in both of your Bellator fights, you've had a large turnout of local fans. And with this one being close enough in San Jose, I'm sure you're expecting another big local crowd. Do you think that following that you've been able to create, a somewhat of a cult following, maybe you would call it, is based off of the fact that you've remained in your hometown and you've built those foundations there?
I mean, yeah, I mean, definitely do have a big following, and especially, for coming from Humboldt. I mean, everybody from Humboldt, we're strong. We all care about each other. We all know each other. There's so many people that want to see me exceed, and they show love and support. So I mean, yeah, they definitely, we're definitely like we're a small community, but we're a strong community. Everybody sticks together, and everybody wants the best for each other.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's what those small towns kind of breed, and I'm sure this weekend the green shirts and the green hair will be out in full force. And I was just curious, is how did this start, and what's the significance behind it?
Okay, yeah. So with the dyeing the hair green part, I mean that started at a Cherry Heights casino in Trinidad, and they were doing so you want to fight, and I really wanted to sign up. It was randomly my stepdad Donnie I told him that hey I'm trying to get this fight or I want to fight there. He's like, oh really? I know this. I know some good trainers. I know a good guy John who can, really knowledgeable, knows a lot of things. So, I'm gonna hook you up with him. And then finally, I think it was like 3 weeks before the fight, I got the call, and John told me, he was my coach now. He told me, hey, come on in and let's see what's up. So I went in there, met him, and we started training. And then let's see, like the week before, I got an idea. My kids were super young, but I was like, man, I want to pop. I want to have something pop, with my hair and stuff, something something stand out. And decided, hey, I'm gonna go with green. It's from Humboldt County. It's my kid. It was my kid's favorite color too. I love the color green, and I was thinking, trying to think too, what is, no one else doing, kind of, I didn't really see anybody that really dyed their hair, especially back then. That was like 6, 7 years ago. There's a couple, but nothing, not that really mainstream. So I just stuck with it. I did it one time, and I mean, it just stuck with me ever since. Everybody told me they loved it. It was, everybody, like when I have the green hair on, everybody knows, I'm a fighter and stuff. Like, oh, we seen you fight, we saw you fight and all that stuff. And then when it's gone, I only my friends, that know me, that really know me, they know, like, oh, I'm a fighter. But besides that, like, it's kind of nice to have like the green hair and then not to have the green hair. If that kind of makes sense. Kind of like I always joke about like Superman. Like when he has his glasses on, nobody knows, it's Superman. But when he takes those off and he's in his cape, then everybody knows he's Superman. So
That's
um,
exactly what
so
I was
yeah,
just gonna say. It's your Clark Kent, so to speak. You can be normal when
yeah,
you want to, and
yeah,
then you put on the green hair, and
yep,
Superman comes out. So obviously,
yes,
Cass.
exactly.
So obviously, Cass, with this being in the middle of your fight week, the weight cut is in full effect, as you've noted to. Do you mind sharing with us right now where you're at and what you started your weight cut at?
Yeah, so I don't walk around too heavy. I mean, I walk around between 149 and 153. It all just depends, on what I'm eating, eating that day. But right now I'm actually walking around 145, so I really only have 5 pounds to cut, which is is going to be easy. I'm actually fighting at 140, just in case you guys didn't know. We're doing a catch weight. So I'm only cutting down to 140, which is going to be nice. It should be an easy cut, knock on wood. But but yeah, I mean, like my weight cutting to 135 is actually pretty easy. I eat plenty of food the whole time. I mean, it always sucks, when I'm starving myself a little bit. Not starving, but start cutting out the calories. So I mean, that starts, sucking, especially my brain. I notice that's the first thing to go. Once I start cutting out a lot of the fats and stuff I'm not eating, my brain just slows down, so it makes it a lot harder to think.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Myself, I can't imagine going through what you guys put yourself through, but it's always insightful to hear kind of what your approach is to it, how you're feeling throughout fight week, because we've obviously seen throughout multiple promotions the way that cutting weight is able to impact a fighter, and we've seen fighters have to be pulled out, and like you said, so the fact that you're on track, that's awesome to hear, and like you said, knock on wood that the last 5 pounds shed off quite easily. And lastly, Cass, the last thing I have for you is just you're up against a former Division 1 wrestler in Peter Ishiguro, and what are the keys to the fight for you, and how are you going to look to utilize these on Saturday night?
Luckily, I mean, really. Let's see. So, I mean, I'm tall. I'm taller than him, so I have some good reach. So hopefully I'll be able to, keep him away a little bit. I know, he's a wrestler and stuff, but I mean, like, I never went to college for wrestling, but I mean, I wrestle all day, every day, and I coach and stuff like that, and I actually believe my wrestling's even better than his, but I'm down for the challenge, especially, coming from a D1 wrestler and stuff. Like, it's going to be awesome to see where, that puts me with the wrestling group. But, I know I wrestled Ty Costa, I fought Ty Costa, and he was a good wrestler back. I can't remember if he went to college or not, but when he was in high school, he went to California State, which is super tough and stuff, and I did pretty well against him. So I'm actually kind of excited to see what this, what this wrestler, this level of wrestler, what he's going to be able to do. I hope it's going to keep standing, but I know all my opponents, because I'm tall for my weight class, he's going to, it's probably going to end up on the ground. But if that happens, I'm definitely going to submit him. I'm guessing in the second round, like I've done my last two opponents. And then also if he keeps it standing, which I doubt he will, but if he does, I'm definitely going to knock him out.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Again, Cass, thank you very much. I appreciate you taking the time throughout fight week. I know it's a busy one for you. Can't wait for Saturday night. Best of luck with the rest of the week. Best of luck, obviously, on Saturday night, and I really hope we can get to chat soon after the fight.
Yes, definitely. Just hit me up. It's obviously going to be super busy even afterwards. I run the championships for the Arcata Freestyle League. So after this fight next weekend, I'm running the whole tournament. So it's going to be busy, busy, busy. I don't get a rest until after this. So, or next weekend I get to actually rest. So hopefully I'm able to walk around and be able to move. So fingers crossed.
That's exactly it. Well, again, Cass, thank you very much, guys. That's it for Cass Bell from Bellator, the non-stop fighter, non-stop coach, and we appreciate him taking the time out this week.
Thank you for having me.